the thumbs up instead of the hang on. So, well, I thought it was making noise. So, well, good morning. We have another special treat. A couple weeks ago, Pastor Ed announced a special treat, and for consistency, I tried to have his face up here doing it, but he told me he didn't have to do announcements, so this was his day off, I guess. Not quite, but we're going to have a missions report by a lady that I know fairly well. And I know a lot of people said, "You're doing what? Like, that's a missions trip?" And they were focused on, "You're going to be at the beach all summer?" I heard, "You're doing what?" And to me, it was more, oh yeah, lifestyle evangelism type of mission, because this wasn't, to me, some of the normal missions type of things. So it was kind of interesting to see how they did lifestyle evangelism with witnessing and some other things. So Abby, as you come, hopefully she has something that all of us can use in our daily lives as we continue here in the community of Morrisville.
Thank you. I'm just going to move that because I don't have my notes memorized at all. Okay, well, hello. I'm Abigail Brothers. I realized, like, a few weeks ago that some people have been coming to the church for 10 years and, like, don't know me, and I thought that was kind of awkward. I'm Abigail Brothers. This summer, I went on a missions trip. You guys sent me. Thank you for that. It's been awesome. So, yeah, I spent the summer in Wildwood, New Jersey, and I did get a lot of, "Oh, you're going to the beach. That'll be great." The beach isn't that great, guys. There's just sand everywhere. It floods all the time. It's okay, but it's not awesome. So, can we go to the next slide, Sean? So I was there for 2 months. It was like 10 weeks. It was so long. After a month, I was like, I've been here a year. This is just forever. Oh gosh. So I went with crew. I'm wearing my shirt. It's got the crew logo on it somewhere because I got to represent. Can I sum this up in 10 minutes? I don't know. I think I could be here for 3 hours and you still would not know half of what I learned. This was like an incredible summer. It was just so much, like, being broken and realizing I need Jesus, and then realizing other people need Jesus, and then trying to tell other people about Jesus, and then they're like, "Nah, I don't want that." And it's just like, oh gosh, it was just so much ups and downs. Like, every week it was just a roller coaster. So to move right along, because I don't want to be up here for 3 hours, International Cafe, that's what all these pictures are. There's Solarium on the table. If you're familiar with Crew, you might be familiar with Solarium. It's like a picture game. You set it all out. You say, what represents your life? You know, what do you think about God? And it's really interactive. And our main target group was international college students, and they loved picture games because they could be like practicing their English and doing all this cool stuff. And we introduced them to s'mores at International Cafe. Most of them didn't know what a s'more was, so we made them s'mores, and they thought it was the best thing ever. It was just really cool to give someone their first s'more and see them just so happy. That was, yeah, oh, it was so great. That was probably one of the best parts. So next we did a community barbecue, and so the picture's there. We've got me prepping food, because, you know, what else am I going to do on this trip? The girl in the next picture is Becca. She was one of the girls on mission there. And we actually had them close off the entire street. And we put tables in the street, and we did games. We had a lot of fun with it. We had the whole community come out. We have people who know Crew there come out every year to this event, to this cookout that we do. And I mean, we had a ton of food. We prepped for like days. And we had a presentation where one of the other international students who was with Crew, Tommy, gave his testimony. And that was pretty cool just for the community, not so much for the international students. It was like we tried to hit both. And then in the next slide, we had karaoke night and open mic night. And then a beautiful picture of a sunset I took on one of those nights. The cool thing about this outreach was it was completely student run, because we got there, and after we'd been there about 3 days, the staff was like, "Hey, so we're gonna leave in like a month, and you guys get to do all this yourselves." And we were like, "What? Why didn't you tell us this before we signed up? That would have been so cool." But you didn't. So that was cool. We just kind of, the whole second month, we had to plan our own outreaches, our own events, and there was a lot of fighting, but I think some of the best events happened then. I think on open mic night, 2 or 3 international students received the Lord, and it was just really cool. And it was cool to coordinate, like, who was doing what. Like, I was running around doing food all night, someone else was on tech all night, so only a few people were sharing with international college students. But we all just kind of learned everyone had their part to play in every event that we held. And that was just like super awesome. And even the international students said, hey, you know, we noticed you guys you didn't have fun tonight because you were doing tech all night. And we were like, yeah, but we're doing this for you. And it was just a way to touch their lives and show them how much we cared. Because we did. They were so sweet. These were like the best people I've ever met. And then, yeah, I was at the beach. I was on the pier. So we have some pictures here. The boardwalk, watched the tram car all summer. I'm so glad to be done with that. Had to get pictures next to the Wildwood sign and on the pier and all over the place. We did get jobs at Morrisville Piers this summer. That's what the amusement park is there if you're not familiar with Wildwood. By the end, not to bash on Morrisville, but we were just like, wow, we're so done. We just want to go home. It was a lot of fun though, and they mostly do employ international college students. So we were ministering at work, and then we were ministering after work. And we would go to sleep at like 3 a.m., wake up and minister at work and minister after work. It was really exhausting, but it was just so great. So let's hit the next slide. We've got my church group there. It's the group of a bunch of people sitting around the breakfast table because we had pre-assigned churches. We didn't get to choose what church we went to because I would have gone to the Baptist church down the street. But they were like, no, we're going to throw you in this other church. And I was like, oh, I don't want to go to this other church. I ended up really loving it, and the pastor there was so great. Treasure Jesus and make him known. That was the Wildwood mission statement. Treasure Jesus and make him known. So when we had training sessions for us, for ourselves, we were focusing on, you need to learn how to treasure Jesus. And maybe you do treasure Jesus, and that's great, but you can always treasure him more. And then there was the make him known part, where we'd go out and share. And it was just like learning that phrase over and over again. Like you're like, okay, I got it. That's so simple. But then it was like something would happen and you'd just be like, wow, like I really do need to treasure Jesus, or I really do need to make him known. And it was just crazy how that played out. So let's keep moving along. Ministry, that's one of our students who was on the team, got baptized in the Atlantic Ocean this summer. I will leave her unnamed, but it was super cool. One of our team leaders, like the day before the staff left, baptized her, and we all gathered on the beach and prayed and sang hymns. And let me just tell you, that was a super cool experience. Like, baptisms are so special as it is, but to be able to stand on the beach and just look out and see this body of water and nothing else past it, and just see what God created, it was just so amazing. It was just like awesome. And our team was pretty small, so we had pretty intimate gatherings, like when we got together and sang or prayed. It wasn't like a huge group of like 100 people. We had 20 students. And then on the right is the gospel amplification jar. And inside are little coins. We tried to call them chips, but the staff yelled at us and told us they were coins. So each coin is a time, go back, thank you. Each coin is a time that the gospel was shared, and there are little hearts in there, and the little hearts were each time somebody accepted Christ. And it wasn't like our way of keeping score, but it was kind of our way of keeping score, because the crew leaders, the staff, need to report back the stats of the mission, I guess. But it was really cool for us, because we were like, look at that, that's so cool. And we would pray and keep it in the window, and I'm not quite sure how I felt about it, but it was definitely something worth putting in this presentation. On a lighter note, that's one of our team members in the left. We did not do that, I don't think. But that was the laundromat we all used, and this happened twice. We walked in, and 2 of the washing machines were not doing so great. That happened a few times. It wasn't great. And then on the right, like I said, it's the beach, it floods, and it did, and that's people kayaking in the street. I understand that it flooded more recently, but it did flood a bit of water when we were there the one time. Is there another slide after that? Oh, yeah. Okay, so at the very end, we held a banquet where we all just got to like relax and debrief and fellowship one last night. And in this video, which we'll show you in a few minutes, each second of the video is one day that we were there in chronological order. And it's just super cool to see all that. I still get emotional watching it because it's like, they summed up our entire like summer in a minute and it's just crazy. But like I said, I could not have done this without you guys. I could not have gone without you guys. And I just want to thank you for the prayers, the emotional support. A lot of people were sending me messages and encouraging me, and some of them sending me letters. And that was so great. And for the financial support as well, obviously, thank you all. I wouldn't have gone. Also for fellowship. Everyone who volunteered while I was gone for fellowship, that was awesome because I knew I didn't have to worry about it. And people were taking care of it back here. And that was all you guys. Thank you so much. So here's the video.
I can't read this hat. Sorry?
Hello. Welcome.
Is this video?
Girl fired, sorry.